don't serve Mr's food until I come. She went to the second floor. I brought the food. I heated and I marinated the salad and all that. I finished, and she came and pounded again. This time she pounded, like when you looked at her, she was very angry. Remember I told you when they came, they were not in good terms. So after pounding, she told me, Lavender, now you can take the food. And she left. She went to first floor. That 13th, 14th tomorrow was like Valentine. So she had to do some of shots to post and all that. So she was down. And that day I was bitter so much. I felt so bad because at the end of the day I call myself Christian, and there's something I can see very bad, but I don't know how to go about it. I don't know how to help this guy, because even if you looked at his health, it was not good. Yeah, compared to the guy we once knew. When we came to that house, the health wasn't good. There are times Mr. could complain of pains in the body. So we wouldn't dwell much on that because we're just nannies in the house, you know. So I felt bad that day. I didn't have that strength of carrying that tray and taking it to that guy's room. After seeing everything, you know, it's different when she does that and you've not seen, compared to she's doing it and you're seeing it and she's sending you with it, you know. If something happens, you'll be accused because you prepare it and you serve it. So I didn't have strength, to be honest, that day. That's when I called one of the nannies. She didn't know what was happening. I just told her, so-and-so, please take this food for me to Mr's room. She didn't know why I told her that. She took it, and that's when I began to pray. I just went inside the nanny's room and I prayed, and I first asked God for forgiveness, because remember, this is a sin and you don't know how to go about it. This is someone's marriage. You don't want to break it. You don't know if you go and approach the guy, you don't know whether he will accept or no, you know. So I had mixed feelings, but I really prayed and God answered my prayers. By the time the food came out of the room, Mr. had not touched the soup the way it was, because the pounded drug was in the soup.
Okay.
The way it came. And I thanked God for that, really, that day. That was a testimony for me. But the woman noticed that the soup came back. Yeah. And few minutes, Mr. called me to his room and asked me to prepare him guava leaves tea. Before that, the madam prepared another tea again and still added the medicine, because that didn't, the first one, the soup, Mr. did not eat. Yeah. So I don't know why she did all that, but the previous day Mr. was to travel. They didn't actually spend the Valentine together. So I don't know the intention why she was just doing it this night. That after giving Mr. the tea, she drove outside. Yeah, the madam drove outside now. It was around 9 p.m. in the night. So after the tea, that's when Mr. called me to his room and asked me for guava leaf tea. So we had a very big garden down. So during the day, the gardener would bring the leaves because Mr. was sick at that time. So the gardener brought some leaves up in the house, and that's when Mr. told me, can you please boil me some guava leaves and put in it honey and bring me in my room. I did that, and he drank all the guava leaf tea that I made him. So on 14th, Mr. traveled. After Mr. traveled, we spent the day well. Yeah. On Friday, the 15th, one nanny left for her vacation. So we are 2 remaining, and the work is hectic now, because remember, they are twins and we have one boy too. So we have to like help each other. You know, it's very difficult to look for twins and you're one person. So we have to help each other. So 15th, the twins used to go to nursery. So I entered the madam's room, and that 15th, and she looked at me and she told me, you know something, Lavender? I told her, what is it? And she told me, you know, when Mr. comes back, we are going to have a very huge fight. Because I actually never wanted to dwell much on such stuff. I'm not married.
On the issues,
yeah. I just wanted to dwell on my work and specific thing that brought me to this work, you know. So I told her, don't say that. And she's like, yeah, you know why? She used to talk a lot. alikuwa anaroroa tu. You know why? I've used Misters a lot of money to boost my IG. And I'm like, I told her, okay. And she told me, you know, people need to see me. I have to be seen. I have my friends who have very many followers. What's wrong with me? Every time people keep unfollowing me, people have to see me. That's when I suggested, and I told her, you know, madam, you can just go live. Yeah, you know, when you go live, you might find followers. Yeah, it helps. And she's like, no, that's not me. I can't do that. I left the room. Period. So after leaving the room, I just went back to the boy, because he was on vacation. They had closed school, and now the other nanny was to go to pick the girls from the nursery. So that's when she went, and she came back 16th in the morning. That was on a Saturday, I think. No, on a Friday. That day, that's when everything turned roundabout. That day, it was just the madam, the nanny, me, and the 3 kids in the house. We were to leave for the club at 12. So that day, madam suggested she will leave first and leave us in the house. So she left first around 11. And before she left, usually I don't clean. We had the cleaner. And just as I told you, one nanny left. So it's upon us to help each other with the kids and with the cleaning. So she was in her room, and I had to knock because the other girl had the babies, 3. So I have to also be responsible. I knocked at her room, and we always make her bed when we're in a hurry. We'll not make the whole room. So I knocked the door and asked her, madam, can I please make you a room? Because we are about to leave and go for the club. The driver was waiting outside. That's when she told me, no, just get out first. Let me finish with what I'm doing, then come back. I did that. But I took that advantage to go shower quickly, so that at 12 we are down, because that was what she told us. You have to be down at 12. To her, she left around, I'm not sure, because while she was leaving, I was in the bathroom, but I would hear the elevator because we had elevator in the house.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a very big mansion. So when she was going down, I finished, dressed. When I came out of the room, that's when I checked my phone. I found her missed call. She called me. So when I came to her room to prepare the bed, I just entered the room. It didn't even take 1 minute. The twins came and the other nanny followed me. We were to hurry and go down. The driver was waiting. So the other nanny helped me prepare the bed. Actually, she was a cleaner, but being that one left that took care of the baby, now she had to fill in that gap. So she helped me prepare the bed and all that. And we just left, immediately.
Went for the club.
For the club with the kids to play and all that. So we played. Around 3 p.m., the madam drove by the club, picked the 2 twins and the nanny. The other boy had sporting activities, so I had to stay with him. I had to stay behind with him. He had swimming and judo, the fight thing. So after it ended around 7 p.m. That's when we drove back to the house. So when I reached the house, the first thing I met the nanny, and she's like, do you know madam madam lost her ring, her wedding ring? And I'm like, okay, what happened? You just arrived, it's a surprise to me actually, because we just left at that 3 p.m. when she came to pick the kids. She was just in a good mood, but I noticed from that minute she didn't look at me straight on the face when I was helping with the babies in the car. She was just focused with what she was doing. And that's when she called me and asked me, Lavender, do you know I'm missing my wedding ring? And I'm like, wow, since when? And she told me, when I came back because she went to the salon, when I came back, I didn't find it. And I'm like, okay, we'll help you search. So that's when we had to search and search and search, and we didn't find anything. And then she was like, I'm calling a psychic to tell me who took the ring.
They do that?
Yeah, that was the first time I heard of that. I've never heard of that in my entire life. So the psychic was called. To my surprise, the psychic just said that it's Lavender who took the ring. I don't know this psychic. I've never seen him, but they called him on the phone. So I was like, wow, another temptation. History is repeating itself again. So I didn't cry. It didn't hit me at first when they said it's lavender, because we were still searching in the room. But as we were searching, she came close to where I was, and she's like, you know, if we don't find this ring, blood has to shed. She repeated the statement thrice. If we don't find this ring, blood has to shed. If we don't find the ring, blood has to shed. If we don't find the ring, blood has to shed. So I was like, okay, I don't know whose blood is going to shed anyways, but I have to look for the ring. You know, the nanny was there. She called another person. We searched for the ring for like 1 hour. We didn't find the ring. So on 17th, on Saturday, the previous day, before that day, I remember going to sleep. I went to sleep around 12 midnight, and I couldn't just sleep. My spirit wouldn't just let me. And that's when I began praying. Just as I told you, I'm a very prayerful person, and I thank God for that. I prayed until 3 a.m. So by the time I was like reading my Bible at 3 a.m., the door was being opened. It was her. She couldn't sleep at all. Until today, I ask myself, what was wrong? Was it my prayers that were disturbing her or what? She came to me and she's like, why are you not sleeping at this time? I told her, I don't sleep at this time. This is my prayer time. I don't care. What I want is my ring. And if we don't find it, blood will shed. So I was bitter again, because now it was hitting me. She told me about this blood thing yesterday. Why is she repeating again? Am I her target, you know? So I started asking myself many questions. So I slept, and then on Saturday morning, that's when she called her sister-in-law. Her sister-in-law came, and even before that, the room had CCTV. Yeah. So even if I was being accused, I had no problem really, because you have the evidence. Go watch, you know. So on Saturday, the sister-in-law came, and the sister-in-law took the two of us, the other nanny and me, and she told us, actually she looked at me straight in the eye and she's like, Lavender, give me the ring, you know. So I'm like, I don't have the ring. I looked at her straight in the eye so that she knows I'm not that scared of them, you know. So she told us, you know, I'm taking you guys to a place you'll never forget your entire life. It's better to admit you have the ring. Just give me the ring and I'll let you go. I'll give you your stuff and everything, you'll leave. Yeah. I insisted. I told her, I'll insist and I'll stand by this. I don't have it. And I've never seen it. Truth be told, I never even saw the ring. I don't even know how it looks like. So the madam came and told her, kindly just give me the other nanny. Stay with Lavender. Just give me this one. So I was like, okay, we are two suspects. Why are they taking the other one back? But I had to be strong. Yeah, at the end of the day. So we went down with the stairs to the ground floor. And she had courage and looked at me and told me, do you know something, Lavender? Being that you don't want to give me the ring, I can make you vanish in thin air and nobody will notice where you are. Yeah. And you know something again, Lavender? Egypt is very corrupt. The government is very corrupt. Not even your family, not even people from Kenya will be able to save you. So I'm like, okay. And I looked at her straight in the eye and I told her, you're not God. And I think she got angry by the statement. And she told me with confidence, no, I'm God. I have money. You are poor. There's nothing you can do, you know. And my heart was just like, wow. So that's when she demanded me to take off my clothes.
Why were you undressing?
I never understood to why I was doing that. At first I was against it, because I thought she's just joking, you know. And that's when I told her, no, my religion doesn't allow me to do that. I can't undress in front of you. I don't even know you. Why should I undress in front of you? And she's like, okay, she liked using the F word a lot. So she was, have to undress. And I'm like, no, I won't. And then she told me, I have men who are going to undress you. If you don't want to undress, do you want the men to come? And that's when I was like, no, I will. So I had to go with her own way. I undressed. I took off everything that I had in my body, and she looked every part of my body. She was searching for the ring.
Really?
Yeah. She didn't find the ring. And that's when I was taken to this small room, very small room that had only toilet inside.
In the house?
Now in the ground floor. And the two men that she was talking about, I thought it was just a joke. They came in and they had gun and they locked the door. I didn't know what was going to happen, actually. And that day I was so weak because I was into fasting too. And that's when the men started torturing me. They heated me so much that I couldn't even speak. I laid on the floor after they hit me, and they kept telling me, give us the ring, give us the ring. So I didn't even have that voice of talking to them. In every situation I was going through, I kept praying. They never had me speak or doing anything, but I kept praying inside. And I kept telling God, I know you have a purpose why I'm going through all this. And that's when I had one of them asking for the electricity. They wanted to electrocute me.
What?
And that's when I got angry and I told God, no, don't allow this to happen. Because if you allow this to happen, I'll die. So God had my prayers and they went outside. There's this particular time I screamed a lot because hopefully I thought Mr. would hear my voice and come. After everything that was happening, Mr. was never informed of everything. But there's this particular time Mr. was going down with the elevator. He was leaving for work. That's when everyone was demanded to get outside and it was quiet. I was lying on the floor after being beaten. Mr. went. I had them greeting the people, but he doesn't know what's happening under his own roof. After he left, that's when they came back again. Hit me. There's this one guy, he majorly dwelt on my breast a lot, while the other one was hitting my ribs and the leg. To him, it was just my breast. He didn't want to leave it until the time they finished. And after they asked for the electricity, the other guy told him, no, let's leave her. I can understand the language, but reading, it's difficult for me. So when they left, that's when the madam came. While I was screaming, I thought maybe someone would hear and come rescue me. To my surprise, she never looked at me straight in the eye. She just came and she told me, I'll not save you at this point. I can't save you. If you don't bring out the ring, it's up to you. I can't save you. So after they finished, I was so helpless. I didn't have energy even to stand. I was just lying on the floor. I heard very well the madam paying them off and told them, thank you, you can leave. So immediately they drove out. That's when the police came. They never got to meet with the police. The two guys.
Yes.
No, they never got to meet with the police. So when the police came, they were brought inside the room that I was in, and they found me so helpless. And one of them, I could tell, felt pity for me. And she looked at me and she asked me, which country are you from? And I told him I'm from Kenya. And she told me, you are being accused of stealing a ring. Can you just please give us the ring and they'll let you go? And I told them I don't have the ring, because it reached a point I didn't even want to speak because I didn't have that energy. So because there was that language barrier, they don't understand English, I had to translate for them on a Google translation. I just asked for one policeman's phone, and then I told them I want to go to the court, because I kept telling everyone I don't have the ring, but they don't really
they didn't believe you.
Yeah, they didn't believe me. So when the police got outside and told the sister-in-law, showed the sister-in-law the Google Translate what I said, the sister-in-law said, no, this can't happen. We have money, we can hire the best lawyers in the world. Yeah, if you think you stole the ring for you to be deported to go see your family, you are wrong. No, you are wrong. I'm going to make sure you're going to be jailed for 3 to 7 years. You will serve Egyptian government, and not even your family will know where you are. So you are not even being deported. I was like, wow. So the policeman took me. They called the officer in charge, And the officer told them, no, the lady can't come only one. Remember, there are 2 suspects. Bring the other one too. So that's when they brought the other nanny after everything that was done to me. I thank God they never touched me or raped me or anything. They just tortured me. And then we were taken to the police station. As we were going, I remember very well, I was expecting my periods, and I told the madam, kindly, I'm just begging, if because I have my sanitary towels up on